Palestine will live forever!
Hang on, Nessa, don't start yet.
You'll wait for Anthony.
Check. No. Hello. That's very loud. Maybe less loud. Is that too loud? Hello everybody, welcome! Come in nice and close, let's make a crowd. Bunch of people. You know you're amongst family and friends. This is where you belong. This is where we belong. I want to acknowledge our brothers and sisters, the Wurundjeri people. This always was Aboriginal land. Always was, always will be.
Aboriginal land!
Always was, always will be.
Aboriginal land!
As Palestine always was Palestinian, this always will be Aboriginal. And we've got to remember, we've got to keep remembering that this fight on this continent is the same fight as it is in Palestine, a fight by Indigenous people for their self-determination and their rights in their ancestral homes. And so when we say free Palestine, we are saying free this continent. We are saying free Congo. We are saying free Sudan, free Haiti, free Yemen, free Hawaii, free Guam, free Western Sahara, Kashmir, West Papua. We are saying freedom for every people who will live under oppression wherever they may be, whomever they may be. Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Thank you, and I'm honoured to be joined by Mac and Eve today, our Ausland supporters now. Remember everybody, to do free, free Palestine in Ausland, it's like breaking the shackles, free, free, and then thumb, closing Palestine. Palestine. Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Oh no, come on. Break the shackles, free, free, and then thumb on heart and close your fingers for Palestine. Free, free Palestine! Thank you. Very, very cool. Very cool. Thanks, guys. And we welcome our deaf community and everybody that's here. Today, one of our dear sisters can't be with us today. Fatma Khudr, sadly, she lost her mother yesterday. She has been at every single rally. Our thoughts are with you, Fatma. Ali Irham Immek, God rest her soul. May she find her straight to heaven. Heaven, sorry, Ali Irhamha. So thank you for that. My friends, we are 301 days in. 301 days. And shame, absolute shame. And our rallies have been huge, and they've been medium, and they've been smaller. All the people that have kept coming out, you're amongst each other. You are the true believers. You are the true believers. We cannot be here without the work and efforts of those that have contributed so much in the organising and the efforts along the way, and I want to acknowledge each and every one of them. So to May and Tasneem and Ihab and Noor and Nora and Amin and Michael and Free Palestine Melbourne, to Renegade, to everyone that's participated in the organising and the hassles that we've had to deal with Melbourne City Council, with the police, with every challenge we've had to deal with, all of those people that have contributed. Thank you all so very much, but especially thank each and every one of you for being here. Each and every one of you that keeps showing up. Each and every one of you that knows that Palestine is a fight for our time, and that the fight for Palestine is a fight for everyone. We need to know, you need to know and own this and tell everyone, if they defeat us, if they defeat Palestine, everyone is defeated. This is the model of repression that every country will roll out wherever they may be, against whatever their people might want. Wherever they may be, whatever their people might want. This is the new normal. This is the new normal. We cannot let them win. We are here on day 301 in commemoration, in celebration, in honouring our Palestinian prisoners, and the international call out that was done by our leaders all over Palestine. We commemorate our fallen heroes, our fallen martyrs, and especially Ismail Hania. Ali Irham Ismail Hania. Free Palestine. He didn't die. We just multiply. Palestinians don't die. We multiply. We teach life. We teach life. This genocidal regime knows no shame, knows no dignity, or has any sanctity for humanity. Massacres on top of massacres. This is no time to stop. This is no time to stop. We have to keep going. Overnight we had assassinations again in Gaza, in Tulkarm. The killing, the land expulsions, the house confiscations continues. The United States has sent the aircraft carrier Abraham Lincoln. I mean, shame. With 12 ships to the Mediterranean to bolster Israel's security and ability to defend itself. Well, today and this past weekend, all over the world, millions and millions of people have rallied for Palestine. They have heard the calls of Palestine and they rally in honour of the martyrdom of Ismail Hania and a global day of action for Gaza and the Palestinian prisoners. Don't forget, we need to keep remembering the 10,000 Palestinians that are in Israeli gulags, the 2.3 million Palestinians that are hostages in the world's largest concentration camp. It's a concentration camp, it's a killing field. Nobody's ever seen anything like this. 300 days of genocide, 300 days of mass murder, 300 days of displacement, 300 days of ecocide, of scholasticide, of war crimes, and worst of all, 300 days of complicity. Complicity, our leadership complicit, providing diplomatic cover, media cover, military trade. It's beyond shameful, beyond shameful. Shame. Shame. My friends, our first speakers, let's get some chants going. Free Palestine! Free Palestine! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the sea to the river! Palestine will live forever! Bacon, you should know!
Biden, you should know!
We support the PLO!
We support the PLO!
That's 1982 for you guys, that one's for those that have been around long enough. Our first speakers today are three wonderful comrades. Ariel Slamatris, Alison Evans and Jingwa Kian are three writers who, along with Omar Sakar, had their workships terminated by the State Library around behind you. Shame! Shame! Earlier this year in an egregious act of racism and censorship. Please join me in welcoming the crew. Welcome, guys.
Thank you, NASA and all the organisers for inviting us to speak today. I am Ariel Slamat-Rees, and this is Jinghua Qian and Alison Evans. Together with Omar Sakar, we are four writers whose teen boot camp writing workshops were cancelled by the State Library of Victoria under the guise of revising child and cultural safety protocols. We maintain with strong evidence that the cancellation was due to our strong stances against the genocide in Palestine. I pose this question to the State Library. Which children and whose culture have the right to safety when it comes to Israel and Palestine? Conservative estimates report that since October 7, almost 16,000 children have been killed in Israel's war on Gaza, with as many as 21,000 missing. A recent article in The Lancet suggests that the real count is 3 to 15 times these numbers. In June, UNICEF reported that 9 in 10 children in Gaza are living in severe food poverty. Doctors with the WHO in Gaza described scores of children arriving at the hospital, their heads and hearts precisely shot through multiple times by IDF sniper fire. Does the safety of these children not matter to State Library Victoria? Let's now talk of cultural safety of libraries and archives, and remember that this goes back long before October 7. During the 1948 Nakba, 30,000 books and manuscripts were looted from Palestinian homes by Israeli forces. In 1982, during Israel's invasion of Lebanon, Israel looted and confiscated the library and archives of the Palestine Liberation Organization. Since October 7, over 200 cultural sites have been destroyed by Israeli fire. Ancient documents, municipal libraries, central archives, all gone. And we mustn't forget the human cost. Just this week, Hind Muslim, beloved librarian with the Gaza Ministry for Education, was martyred by Israeli forces. Yay! Does State Library Victoria stand behind this destruction of cultural knowledge, this total annihilation of memory?
The night before Omar Saker's first session with SLV in February, we all received an email saying that the Teen Boot Camp writing program had been cancelled due to child and cultural safety in this time of heightened sensitivities. The library said they had to review their duty of care policies despite this same program having been run for years. It has been almost 6 months and the library continues to insist that these cancellations had nothing to do with our political views. We submitted a Freedom of Information request, and so now we have seen emails between members of the library's board, the CEO and library staff confirming that they surveyed Omar's blog posts and all of our social media. They bring up not just our posts protesting the genocide in Gaza, but posts about First Nations solidarity, the war in Sudan, support of Young Hem-Jun, and criticism of police brutality. As reported in The Age, the CEO of SLV, Paul Duldig, was heard saying at a staff meeting that the workshops were cancelled because of Omar's social media posts, and when a staff member challenged him over this, saying this sounded like racial profiling, Paul replied, "You call it profiling, I call it risk management." This has been but one of many instances of censorship of writers' and artists' political views over the genocide currently occurring in Palestine. Mike Parr had his work dropped by Anna Schwartz Gallery after he created art referencing the genocide. Sponsors pulled out of Adelaide Writers' Festival because the festival dared to include Palestinian writers on their program. Author and academic Rhonda Abdel Fattah was subjected to a campaign saying she was unfit to be a judge for the NSW Premier's Literary Awards because she is a Muslim and Palestinian. Shame! This is a small example of what's happening here, and it's just what we know about, but this is happening all over the world for artists who speak up against this genocide. 3 weeks ago, state library staff were told that they were not to wear anything that would support or promote a particular political viewpoint. This included watermelon badges and Palestinian flags, as well as the Aboriginal flag, despite the library sitting on stolen Aboriginal land. A month ago, author Jess Healy-Walton revealed that they had been a part of the State Library's Duty of Care review, and it was revealed that the library wants to force authors and artists to sign a special contract that binds us to the Victorian Public Service Code of Conduct. This means authors must remain apolitical in public and on private social media. The Australian Society of Authors has called this an entirely inappropriate expectation. And the other thing is that child safety did not seem to be a priority in this duty of care review meeting that was held, despite the library's insistence that this was the reason our workshops were cancelled. Why invoke child safety against 4 queer writers, 3 of us trans? As writers, it is our duty to interrogate the world around us and to stand for justice. If the library doesn't want to work with political writers, if it only wants to work with writers who will be silent in the face of genocide, who is left? What is the point of art if it does not engage with our world? It has been almost 6 months since the library cancelled our workshops, and we will not be silent about it. This censorship must stop, not just here, but everywhere.
But we're not going to let them get away with it. Because the library doesn't belong to the board or the executive or the CEO. It doesn't belong to the donors or the minister or the state government. Who does the library belong to? Us, the people, all of us. It's our library. It holds our history, our archives, our collective memory, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It celebrates our creativity, our diversity, and yes, even our resistance. If you turn around, you'll see banners promoting Melbourne Out Loud. It's not Melbourne Shut Up. It's not Melbourne Be Quiet and Apolitical. It's an exhibition of photos by Rennie Ellis, who photographed protests against the Vietnam War, protests against apartheid, protests for gay pride, protests for land rights. It's an ironic and pointed reminder that history will remember this. In 30 years, you won't think, I should have stayed quiet and kept my head down while Palestinians were being annihilated. You will be asked, what did you do during the genocide? You will ask yourself, did I do everything I could? So this has been kind of weird for us to have all of this SLV stuff play out so publicly. And we've had a lot of racist and transphobic comments. But we've also been really amazed at the outpouring of public support. We know through the documents we got through Freedom of Information that library staff pushed back against this cancellation from the start, before we even knew about it. As whistleblowers, library workers gave the public transparency when the library management stonewalled us. Thousands of people have helped put pressure on the library, sharing our posts and signing our petition. Other authors and artists have stood with us too, refusing to work with the library until there is accountability. We're going to keep fighting this for as long as it takes. We know that there are so many of us standing together in every industry, in every union, against censorship, repression, and the normalization of genocide, from the baristas at Black Star Pastry to broadcaster Antoinette Lattouf at the ABC. And we know that for every reported instance of workers being sacked or silenced, there are countless more that we don't see, especially in the arts, when you're never told why you didn't get a commission or a grant or a gig, and the work can just dry up and you never find out why. As a writer, my work is precarious and piecemeal. I don't have a lot of rights or protections. I don't have superannuation or sick leave. I don't have job security. All I have is my ideas and expression, my conscience, my judgment, my voice. So I will fight for that, tooth and nail. But no, actually that's not all I have. We have each other. We have the movements we build as writers, as workers, as people of conscience. We have each of our own voices, but we also have this growing chorus that is louder every day. We're not shutting up. We're not getting off your lawn. We will keep turning up week after week. We will keep resisting every way we can for as long as it takes until we stop the genocide, end the occupation, and free Palestine.
on, a big round of applause. What you're seeing is real solidarity. Real solidarity. Solidarity is a verb, it's a doing word, it's doing something. As we saw Robert Martin yesterday, got in a plane and he's flying now to Turkey. He'll be on the Handala, risking life and family and everything that he has as a cis white male on this continent, in this colony, for Palestine. As we saw with these three wonderful riders, Ariel, Alison and Jinghua, they have put up, and Omar as well, like Randa Abdel Fattah. It calls on each and every one of us. This is a genocide. There is nothing you can't and should not do. Nothing. But I want you to remember this space is an anti-racist space. The fight for Palestine is an anti-colonial struggle. It's a fight for justice for everyone. There is no room for hate. Whatever that hate is, or however that hate may manifest itself, there is no room for it here. So our loud Jews that are here that coordinated a campaign yesterday against Ampol, thank you. Don't buy Ampol. Tell your friends not to buy Ampol. Ideally catch a train or ride a bike or whatever, but don't go to Caltex or Ampol. They are part of the boycott, divestment, sanctions list. Do not buy their petrol. Shame, absolutely. There's a sign here, a fantastic sign. It's by Ismail Hania. It says, "We don't die, we multiply." We don't die, we multiply. We don't die, we multiply. For every Palestinian leader killed, 10 more rise up. 10 more rise up. My father was a Palestinian leader. He died 18 years ago. Before he died, he was able to hold his granddaughter in his hands. Now, almost 18 years later, she's here. She's going to give her first speech. So give Janine a huge round of applause and a welcome. Janine Mashdi!
I'd like to acknowledge the owners of this land, the Wurundjeri people. This always was and always will be Aboriginal land. We rally today with a sincere sense of urgency and a heavy heart. We stand united, not just as spectators of a distant conflict, but as human beings, who recognize the undeniable and unaccepted truth. What is happening is an ongoing genocide, a systemic and deliberate attempt to extinguish Palestinians and erase their very existence. We have witnessed the sufferings and the devastation, the cruelty inflicted upon innocent Palestinians. Every day, families are torn apart, homes are destroyed. Overnight, more innocent lives have been stolen. Sadly, this is common knowledge. Friends and schoolmates go about their lives with the struggle to shoulder. The images we see are more than just news headlines. They show the reality faced by human beings who have been denied their most basic human rights. This is not just a political conflict. It is a moral crisis that demands everyone's immediate attention. The term genocide is not one that we use lightly. It is a word that conveys the darkest chapters of human history. But it is also a word that must be used when we see patterns of deliberate destruction, when we see communities systemically targeted for elimination. I think of the stories I've heard, the ones that keep me awake at night. I think of the innocent children, their tiny hands reaching for comfort that they'll never get, and my heart aches for them. I think of the mothers and fathers who have lost their precious ones, whose grief is so deep it feels like an endless void. I think of the lives that have been shattered, and tears come to my eyes, knowing that this pain is very real and it's happening right now. When I see the images of destruction and despair, I can't help but imagine what it would be like if that was my family, my friends, or my community. It feels like a cruel nightmare, one that I wish I could wake up from. But this is no dream, it's a horrifying reality. And it's reality that demands our action, our voices, and our commitment to justice. Our presence here today signifies our refusal to accept indifference. We must speak truth to power, not only to condemn the cruelty, but to call for permanent actions that will lead to justice and peace. To the Australian Government, Anthony Albanese, we say this: you cannot claim to stand for justice and human rights while turning a blind eye to the crimes being committed in Palestine. You cannot claim to uphold international law while supporting an illegal occupation. You cannot claim to be a friend to the oppressed while siding with the oppressor. We demand justice, equality, freedom, and an end to the killings. We cannot remain silent in the face of such overwhelming injustice. Silence in the face of genocide is complicity. We must be the voices for those who are silenced, the advocates for those who are oppressed. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
From the sea to the river.
Palestine will live forever.
They said the old would die and the young would forget, but they didn't realize we were seeds. We were seeds in our thousands, in our millions. We don't die, we multiply. We don't die, we multiply. My friends, I hope one day each of you can share a stage with your children as you see them grow up and fight for a fight for humanity. This is not just a fight for Palestine, my friends. It is not a fight for Palestine. Don't let them think it is. If we can accept genocide can happen, war crimes can happen, F-16s can bomb schools and hospitals and churches and mosques, that men can be raped to death, if we can accept this is the new norm, then tomorrow we are all Palestinian, not by choice. Today you're all Palestinian by choice because you want to fight for freedom. Take these words to your friends, your family, your workplaces, and speak up and speak out. Speak up and speak out. Wear your keffiyehs, wear your pins, wear your lanyards, whatever it might be. Humanise and dignify Palestinian voices. Uplift Palestinian voices. Make this fight a fight for everyone, because it is a fight for our climate. It's a fight for our children. It's a fight for our women. It's a fight for an Algerian boxer who was born a woman, lived a woman, fought and won as a woman, but beat a white woman, and her tears had greater value. Her tears had greater value than all of Algeria. In scumbag France, no less. In scumbag France, no less, that is still occupying and stealing resources here in so-called New Caledonia amongst the Kanakis, and through Mali and other former colonies in Africa. Shame on them. Shame on scumbag France. Shame on Italy as well. My friends, as you know, the Free Palestine Melbourne crew are here. We've got a bunch of other stalls. Please support them if you can. The QR code's on here. If you've got some spare coins or some cash, please drop that in there. We've got a really, really dear friend. You know, you might not know, but I'm a Pelbo. A Pelbo, that's half Palestinian and half Lebanese. Pelbo, Lebo, Pello, Pelbo. Okay, good line, Nas. I'll keep that for my stage show coming up soon. But you only need one drop of Palestine to be Palestinian. In fact, you don't even need a drop of Palestine to be Palestinian. You need to show up for Palestine. And that makes you a Palestinian, makes each and every one of you. But there was a time, and my dad used to tell me, he would catch a train from Jerusalem to Beirut in what was the Levant, when all of us lived together, Arab, Muslim, Jew, Baha'i, Samaritan, Alawite. There was no differentiation. Sunni and Shia kids were the norm. We were all Arabs, culturally Islamic. We shared dirt and land and history together. All of Abraham's children, however they may have been displaced. That was before the scumbaggery of Zionism and Western complicity. But we've got a sister here. Shame, absolutely. We've got a wonderful sister here, Tahani. She's a Lebanese, a Muslim. She was born here. She's the mother of two beautiful boys and a staunch advocate for Palestine. With her advocacy deeply rooted in the law of humanity, she's dedicated her time to supporting Palestinian families displaced in this ongoing genocide in Gaza. She's helped them find stability and some community here in Australia. A big round of applause for Tahani, please.
Allow me to begin by acknowledging the owners of the land on which we gather, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging, as well as all First Nations people standing with us today. We acknowledge that sovereignty was never ceded, this always was and always will be Aboriginal land. Good afternoon, my name is Tahani and I stand before you today as a proud Lebanese Muslim born in Australia. Like all of you, I stand with a broken heart but an unbreakable spirit. As if the horror that has unfolded over the past 9 months isn't enough, this morning we woke up to the news that Israeli terrorists bombed another school, sheltering displaced Palestinians in Gaza City, killing at least 17 people, wounding 60, most of the victims are children. I stand with you in solidarity and honour of our remarkable Palestinian brothers and sisters with us today around the world and especially in Gaza. It will never be lost on us that you have paid the ultimate price for simply being Palestinian. Your unwavering faith and resilience are deeply rooted in your history, culture and enduring spirit. Because of you, Palestine has become the heartbeat of the world and will forever remain the soul of our soul. Imagine the fear of a 6-year-old girl trapped alone in a car amidst total destruction, surrounded by the lifeless bodies of her family. She is terrified of nightfall and desperately pleading for help as Israeli tanks edge closer, only to be deliberately killed and have her tiny corpse discovered days later. Her name is Hind Rajab. Consider the torment of a 24-year-old autistic boy with Down syndrome, cherished by his widowed mother who spent her life yearning to hear him speak. Finally he did, only for his words to be filled with unimaginable pain as he was deliberately attacked by a viciously trained Israeli military dog. His mother, forced to abandon him by the same oppressive forces, heard his desperate screams for mercy. Khalas Habibi. Enough, my dear, as if to reason with the dog. Moments later, he surrendered his body, and the dog brutally tore at him until he took his last breath. His name is Mohammed Khan. Think of a 27-year-old boy dedicating his life to becoming a journalist, only to find himself living and reporting on the genocide of his own people. Together with his colleagues, they risked their lives to uphold their integrity and become the most powerful lens and voice of truth. They awaken the world's consciousness only to be systematically targeted and murdered. Because for the terrorist state of Israel, our truth is their biggest threat. 126 journalists have been killed for exposing their criminal regime. The latest victims are Ismail Al-Ghul and his cameraman, Rami Al-Rifi. These are not imagined stories, they are the harrowing realities of the torture and violence inflicted by the Israeli regime since 1948. It is our duty to remember their names and honour their lives. Every person in Gaza, every child whose innocence should have been protected, and every Palestinian living in the diaspora has had their lives shattered by the brutal Israeli forces. The world is witnessing the result of decades-long indoctrination and conditioning where hatred is so deeply rooted that the murder of over 40,000 innocent civilians and more than 15,000 children in 300 days is glorified and somehow justified as self-defense. What if it were 15,000 American children, 15,000 Australian children, 15,000 Jewish children? Would the world respond differently? Rather than preserving the innocence of their own children, they have been brainwashed into becoming war criminals and genocidal psychopaths. They celebrate their depravity by sharing horrifying videos online, further demonstrating how completely devoid they are of heart and soul. What we are witnessing in Gaza is not merely a conflict or a dispute over territory. It is a systematic campaign of extermination. The relentless bombardment, blockade and denial of basic necessities amount to nothing short of genocide. Families continue to be annihilated, children murdered and orphaned, and entire communities decimated. As a Lebanese Muslim, I was never taught to hate. I was taught the law of humanity. Values founded on the principles of human rights, compassion, and moral responsibility. This encompasses the idea that all human beings deserve to be treated with dignity, respect, and fairness, regardless of their background, religion, nationality, or circumstances. The words of one particular Israeli rabbi haunt me. Referring to the innocent children of Gaza, he stated, "Kill them all. The children of today are the terrorists of tomorrow. Kill them before they kill you and the mothers that birthed them." Shame. Such statements reveal a chilling mentality that underscores the need for urgent and decisive action. Having spent my entire corporate career working closely with many Jewish Australian families, I know for sure that this is not Judaism. There is nothing holy about the racist, fascist ideology of extremist Zionism. After 300 days of genocide, I ask the Australian Zionist community why they are yet to condemn the slaughter of children and innocent civilians, the war crimes, and the human rights violations. Does your Zionism absolve you of your humanity? Does the cry of a Palestinian child sound different to that of yours? In November last year, the Victorian government announced a $3 million package to combat anti-Semitism. To be clear, we stand against all forms of hate and bigotry. The community plastered stickers around town and posted slogans on social media platforms pledging to end hate, failing to address or condemn the atrocities being committed in their name. A community that is likely to benefit from this funding released a statement on X in reference to our remarkable newly arrived Palestinian refugees here in Australia. The president of the Australian Jewish Association stated, "It is almost certain Australia is importing Hamas supporters, Hamas members and operatives, and we may even be bringing in some who participated or assisted in the 7 October terrorism." The constant vilification, dehumanisation and racist attacks under the guise of security and defence are deeply disturbing and dangerous. If your Semitism or Zionism allows for the vilification and racist attacks against another, if it allows you to justify a genocide, then you are the real threat to any hope of social cohesion. You can secure all the money in the world and employ as many special envoys as you like, but whilst your ideology remains underpinned by racism, entitlement and superiority, whilst it lacks ethical and moral integrity, I fail to see how you will reach your objective. Additionally, if your sense of identity is predicated on the ethnic cleansing and occupation of a land built on the mass graves of children, you need healing, not funding. And I genuinely wish you heal, because my children are sharing a world with yours, and right now that terrifies me. To our broader Jewish community, thank you for not accepting dissonance and for courageously questioning your own beliefs. Thank you for standing in solidarity with us and for upholding your moral and ethical integrity. Now we witness further escalation. Senator Penny Wong issued a warning for all Australian citizens and residents to leave Lebanon so that Israel can continue its onslaught and further its plans to colonise and expand their occupation of Lebanon. This call comes after offering unwavering support and assurances, allowing Israel to act with total impunity for 9 months. Senator Wong's statement comes at a critical juncture, yet it is crucial to acknowledge what has not been addressed. The call for evacuation has been made without prior measures to expel the Israeli ambassador from Australia, impose sanctions on Israel, cease arms trade with Israel, and formally condemn the ongoing and relentless genocide inflicted upon a civilian and child population. In addition, and terrifyingly, our government has allowed dual citizens to actively support Israel's regime in their genocidal assault and return to their privilege here in Australia to live freely amongst us and our children. Senator Wong, we urge you, do not make the same catastrophic ethical failure with Lebanon that you did with Gaza. Take meaningful action. Our children are watching. Love and solidarity until the end.
Big round of applause for Tani, please. Tani! Thank you, sister. Thank you. A quick announcement from me, and Ihab's got to say something. We were just talking about the State Library, so there's some crew passing this around. There'll be an event this Tuesday, next Tuesday, like a week and a bit, Tuesday the 13th of August, 6:30 p.m, RMIT Building 80, Swanson Street. Silence in the Library, talking censorship and prejudice in our institutions. Some wonderful, wonderful speakers. Michaela Sahar, wonderful Palestinian. Clementine Ford, a wonderful ally. And Dr. Geordie Silverstein, who's here, and a superb, loud Jew for Palestine, and a Palestinian in every sense of the word. Thank you, Geordie, and thank you. Make sure you get one of these and get along next Tuesday. We have big round of applause.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I wasn't in the list of the speech today, but there's something important we have to say today. The people united cannot be defeated. We have to be united. There's no ifs and buts about it. We are here to fight the regimes of fascists, the new fascists, the colonizers. We cannot defeat them until we are united. And I will urge each and every single one of you, it's not a speech, it's an announcement, it is something ambiguous to do. Be together in this rally. The Sunday rally is a family rally for elders, for women, for children, to give a statement to the world. We still, week after week, Sunday after Sunday, we're not giving up until the genocide is stopped, until Palestine is free. I urge you not to go with the break up. It's not about Ihab, it's not about Nasser, it's not about Hash. It's about the killing happening back in Palestine. It's against the fascists. Stay together, do not with the breakup, do not go with it, do not support it, because it's nonsense. It just defeated us and make us two groups. Urge each and every one of you to stay together, rally, Sunday after Sunday, week after week, until we liberate Palestine, until we all liberated. And the people united cannot be defeated. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! From the river to the sea! From the sea to the river! From the sea to the river! Thank you!
Very, very important words, my friends. When we were little, my brothers and I, we were like one of the few Arab families in very racist places, in white spaces in the Bayside suburbs of Melbourne. My dad would say to us, if there was one stick, you can break it. 2 sticks, it's harder. 3 sticks, it's even harder. 5 sticks, it's impossible. Together, we're unbreakable. The people united can never be defeated. So stay together, my friends. Our next speaker is Basil Ghatas. He's a Palestinian refugee. He's been calling Australia home for 18 years. He's the son to refugee parents. He's a civil engineer who's previously been a member of numerous student and Islamic organisations in Melbourne and has taken part in a number of direct actions and almost every rally here. A big round of applause for Basil.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon everyone here today and everyone watching us. I first begin by acknowledging the land on which we meet today and extend that acknowledgement to their elders past, present and emerging, and those who may be with us today. In 1944, my father was born in the city of Jaffa, a big city on the Mediterranean. 4 years after that, under the bombardment and the siegement of the Zionist regime, his father put him and his siblings on a boat and sailed to Gaza, never to see his homeland again. Not him, not his brothers, not his siblings, not their kids, not their grandkids, and not me. However, I stand here today amongst you all, and some people may wonder, why would a person who has never been to Palestine, never seen Palestine, never stepped foot on Palestine. Stand amongst people he doesn't know, people he hasn't met, they don't know their stories, strangers to him. Stand every Sunday to scream off the top of their lungs, free, free Palestine. Why would a person do that? The simple answer, and the answer that should be in everyone in us today, it's simply a matter of principle. It's a matter of principle. It's a matter of principle that every human has an inherent right to a homeland. It's a matter of principle that every human must have free access to water, free access to electricity, free access to accommodation and security. It's a matter of principle that every human should be able to go to school and university. It's a matter of principle that every human has an inherent right to practice whatever they choose and whatever they believe in. It's a matter of principle that every human has an inherent right to live, to dream, to aspire, to work, to practice what they'd like to practice. It's a matter of principle that every human has an inherent right not to be mistreated, not to be dehumanized, not to be disrespected, and not to be discriminated against. It's a matter of principle that every human has an inherent right to be treated like a human, to be considered a human, and to be part of this humanity. These are the principles that we fight for. These are the principles that we die for. These are the principles that we cling with our teeth and nails onto. These principles are what makes us human. These principles are what makes us turn up every Sunday for the last 44 weeks and turn up again and again, even if we were to turn up alone. These principles brings together everyone here from every corner of the world, from every religion, from every color, from every ethnicity, from every gender, from every background on this planet. These principles are what makes a group of comrades travel all the way to Canberra in protest on top of the Parliament. These principles are what makes a young woman wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go and pick at a weapons factory in the middle of an industrial estate. These principles are what makes a group of refugees and activists set up encampment down the road at 808 Burke Street, Docklands. These principles are what makes us human, what makes us who we are. These principles are what binds our society and what sustains our existence as a human species. It's principles that transcend nations, that transcend borders, that transcend religions, that transcend organizations and colors and logos and flags, genders and backgrounds, that transcends disputes and personal disagreements, transcends isms and everything that separates us. These principles are what we need to hold to. Make no mistakes, comrades, make no mistakes. This journey is a very long and torturous journey. It's a very long journey that requires dedication, that requires time, effort and money. It's a journey that requires selflessness, unity and inclusion. It requires that we turn up every Sunday, even if we were to turn up alone. It requires political participation at every level of government to vote those gutless politicians that are willing to compromise these principles. It requires pickets and actions of factories that produce and benefit from the compromise of these principles. It requires legal action and pursue in the courts of law so that we sue those who compromise these principles. It requires education and awareness to the wider public so that they understand what we fight for. It requires financial sanctions and boycotts, and to do everything we can within our means so that those corporations benefiting from compromising those principles can be brought to the ground. It requires that we join those encampments at universities and at the refugee camps to hold those principles. It requires a fundamental belief. It requires a fundamental belief that failure is not an option. Backing down is not a choice. And going back is not a possibility. Because if we let go of those principles today with what's happening with Palestine, no one will be around to hold those principles for us tomorrow. And if we bow our head today, we may never get a chance to raise our heads tomorrow. Free, free Palestine! From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! The people united will never be defeated! The people united will never be defeated! Thank you.
Thank you, Basil. Jared Dutton, you've lost your wallet. Jared Dutton, I've got it. So if you're about, or if anybody knows who Jared Dutton is, please send him to me. My friends, thank you so very much. A big thanks to Mac and Eve. There's Jared. Good on you, Jared. Come on down, brother. Big round of applause for Jared for being here for Palestine. We're going to march, my friends. We're coming back here for some more stuff, but I very quickly want to keep reiterating to you just how important our fight is. Tahani spoke about Muhammad Dahar, a boy with Down syndrome who was mauled to death. His family had never heard him speak. He'd never spoken. The only words they ever heard him speak was him trying to calm the attack dog down. He was saying, "Stop, my love. Stop, my love." Khalas, habibi, khalas. The only words his parents ever heard him say. When they went into that room, they found his body mauled by an attack dog. This is what we face if we do not defeat this disease, this inhumanity, this stain, this supremacism, however it manifests itself. In Palestine, it's Zionism. Here, it's white supremacy. In places, it's patriarchy. In places, it's anti-Semitism, Islamophobia. It's all of the isms that Basil was talking about. They are all one and of themselves. I want to very quickly read you a poem by Rafif Ziadi. I'm wearing her t-shirt today. It's about We Teach Life, and it's to honor Ismail Hania, who said, "We don't die, we multiply." And each and every one of you carry his heroic spirit with you. Today my body was a TV massacre. Today my body was a TV massacre that had to fit into sound bites and word limits. Today my body was a TV massacre that had to fit into sound bites and word limits filled with enough statistics to counter measured response. And I perfected my English and I learned the UN resolutions. But still he asked me, "Miss the idea, don't you think everything would be resolved if you would just stop teaching so much hatred to your children? I look inside of me for strength to be patient, but patience is not at the tip of my tongue. As the bombs drop over Gaza, patience has escaped me. Pause, smile. We teach life, sir. Rafif, remember to smile. Pause. We teach life, sir. We Palestinians teach life after they have occupied the last sky. We teach life after they have built their settlements and their apartheid walls after the last skies. We teach life, sir. But today my body was TV massacred, made to fit into sound bites and word limits. And just give us a story, a human story. You see, this is not political. We just want to tell people about you and your people, so give us a human story. Don't mention that word apartheid. Don't mention occupation. This is not political. You have to help me as a journalist to help tell your story, which is not a political story. Today, my body was a TV massacre. How about you give us a story of a woman in Gaza who needs medication? How about you? Do you have enough bone-broken limbs to cover the sun? Hand me over your dead and give me the list of their names in 1,200 word limits. We teach life, sir. Remember Muhammad's last words, Khalas Habibi, stop my love. Remember that this week. Double your efforts, bring your friends next week, bring your Palestinian flags, there's nowhere near enough, my brothers and sisters. March, shout, speak up, speak out for Palestine. From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Let's start marching. From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Marching. Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. From the river to the sea. From the sea to the river.
Palestine will live forever.
You gotta be way down at the back. Every single one of you needs to chant as loud as possible. Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Louder. Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
In a thousands, in a million. In a thousands, in a million. Let's march together, let's rally together, because the people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated.
Yeah, I just saw you. I was just talking to her. I told her, can I come over and I said, you went that way.
that way?
Well, she was waiting to Tuesday coming, she's coming back.
It is August, you're right.
What day? What day?
Tuesday. Not Monday this time. You're marching now?
I'm like,
Yeah. Like if I see her, I'll tell her you're looking for her.
Put Dane on the side.
I think we're going to start the march. We're going to start marching.
Josie.
Troops at home, a week in Brisbane. We won't run.
Why? Because it is a revolutionary flag. This flag represents freedom, it represents justice, and it represents humanity. So the chant is this. When I say, Ali, 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 you say, Ali, Ali, Ali. And then I say, Ali, ala min soda, Ali. And you say, Ali, ala min soda, Ali. We'll do it together. Ready? Ali, Ali, Ali. Ali, Ali, Ali. Ali, ala min soda, Ali. كل شيء. انصر اخواننا في فلسطين وفي كشمير وفي كل مكان. اللهم انصرهم في غزه. اللهم انصرهم في غزه. اللهم انصرهم في بوركين. اللهم يا الله يا واحد يا احد، انهم جوعى ولا احد لهم الا انت فاطعمهم. انهم يا الله تقطعت بهم السبل الا سبيلك فاغثهم يا مغيث، اغثهم يا مغيث، اغثهم يا الله. انهم بحاجه اليك يا رب يا الله يا الله. تقطعت بهم السبل يا رب، لا معين لهم الا انت يا رب، لا معين لهم الا انت فاعلهم يا الله. احملنا لهم يا الله ما انعمت عليهم من صبر ومن شهاده انعموا علينا. اللهم يا الله ما توليت به يا اسماعيل هنيه، اللهم يا الله اطعمنا شهاده في سبيلك. اللهم خذ ارواحنا فداء لك، اللهم خذ ارواحنا فداء لك. اللهم يا الله يا رب يا الله تقطعت بنا السبل لاخواننا فانصرهم. اللهم يا الله عليك بالظلمه، عليك بالظلمه، عليك بالصهاينة الملاعين، عليك بالصهاينة الملاعين، عليك من تولاهم، عليك من نصرهم، عليك بهم. اللهم دمرهم، اللهم اشغلهم في انفسهم، اللهم اشغلهم في انفسهم. اللهم انزل البلاء والداء عليهم، اللهم انزل البلاء والداء عليهم. اللهم يكتم اطفالهم، اللهم يكتم اطفالهم، اللهم رمل نساءهم، اللهم رمل نساءهم. اللهم اجمعهم عددا واحصهم بددا ولا تبقي منهم احدا. اللهم لا تبقي منهم احدا. اللهم اجعل كيدهم تدبيرا عليهم، اللهم اجعل كيدهم تدبيرا عليهم، اللهم اجعل كيدهم تدبيرا عليهم. اللهم يتم اطفالهم، اللهم يتم اطفالهم، اللهم شتتهم. اللهم انزل البلاء والباء عليهم، اللهم انزل البلاء عليهم، اللهم انزل البلاء عليهم. اللهم شتتهم، اللهم اشغلهم في انفسهم، اللهم اجعل الفرقة بينهم، اللهم اجعل كيدهم في نحرهم، اللهم اجعل كيدهم في نحرهم. اللهم يا الله يا واحد يا احد يا فرد يا صمد اشغلهم في انفسهم هم ومن عاونهم من حكام العرب الصهاينة الملاعين، ومن حكام العالم، ومن حكام العالم الفاشست الملاعين. اللهم انزل عليهم الباء، امريكا، بريطانيا، المملكه العربيه السعوديه، الامارات، الاردن، المغرب، وجميع حكام العرب، والمانيا وبريطانيا وحكام استراليا. اللهم لا تبقي منهم احدا يا الله، اللهم لا تنقل منهم احدا يا الله. وإن English, all Zionists are terrorists. All Zionists are terrorists. All Zionists are terrorists. Let's go. All Zionists are terrorists. All Zionists are terrorists. All Zionists are terrorists. Terrorists. All Zionists are terrorists.
1989. Alright, so if you're holding a flag up, so just put it down for a bit so everyone at the back can see. We're going to do it all properly. I'll read it out once, and then we'll keep going. So 1, we are the people. 2, we won't be silenced. 3, stop the bombing. Now, 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 now. 4, stop sending weapons. 5, cut the ties. 6, recognize. Now, 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 now. 7, stop killing babies. 8, stop spreading lies. 9, liberation. Now, now, now. Jerusalem. Haifa. It's because the people united will never be defeated. 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 The people united will never be Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! You ready? What do we call the Zionist? I want all Zionists! All Zionists are terrorists! All Zionists are terrorists! All Zionists are terrorists! Let's go! عيدك طاهرا عيدك موطني Palestine! One!
We are the people. We won't be silent. Stop the bombing. We are the people. We won't be silent. Stop the bombing. We are the people. We won't be silent. Stop the bombing. We are the people. We won't be silent. Stop the bombing now, 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 now. We are the people. We won't be silent. Stop the bombing now, 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 now. We are the people. We won't be silent. Stop the bombing now, 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 now. We are the people. We won't be silent. Stop the bombing now, 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 now. We are the people. We won't be silent.
And then you're next to him, I promise. Abdul Latif, come over. This is Bilal, everyone. Welcome, Bilal.
Continue after me. Just one chant. From the river! From the river! Palestine! Okay, thank you everybody. One thing that we can notice is that after all the sacrifices that are happening in Palestine, all the sacrifices that are happening in Gaza, the thing that is happening is the unity of the line. Military-wise, so in all of Palestine, in Gaza, in the West Bank, and all over Palestine, and also in Lebanon, and also in Yemen. This is military-wise, and also non-military-wise, which is happening all over the world, in all of the rallies and the protests, all over the world, in all of the universities, all over the world. And that's why we are going to show them the unity of the line that we are going to do. From the river! From the river! Palestine! 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 Unity of the line!
Thank you, Bilal. Thank you. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Now, my friends, there's a community picket, not this Tuesday, the following Tuesday, 5:30 a.m. in Dandenong South, A.W. Bell. Get one of these pamphlets. We've got to close these arms manufacturers down. 5:30 a.m. in Abbots Road in Dandenong South. So if you're out that way, A.W. Bell. Everybody keep moving to the right. Keep coming up, people. Keep moving to the right, everyone. We've got a very quick speech from Tasnim, our wonderful Palestinian leader. She's a PA student, she's a mother, she's an awesome organizer. Big round of applause, Tasnim!
Hi, salam everyone. Thank you. I just wanted to also tell you to come through, because if we stay on the street, there's a lot of riot police and they're ready to deploy against the people who are on the street. So please make room so they can get through. Just keep going through and then they will take this side. Thank you. So I just wanted to share a few words, very short, nothing lengthy, but wanted to say thank you all for coming out here. Today today, this rally is one of the critical ones, and we've seen people across the world come out this weekend because of a series of events. Firstly, there was the attack on the Druze children, that then we were told this was done by Hezbollah without any verification. Shame. And we know that the Golan Heights is occupied land, occupied Syrian land that Israel has acquired, and we call for the freedom of the Golan. Then we had the attack on Beirut and the assassination of a Hezbollah leader. And then when people witnessed that, the analysts said the next thing that would happen would probably be retaliation from the resistance. But what those on our side have said over and over is that the Zionist regime is the aggressor. And that is exactly how the Zionist regime has been acting. And very clearly in front of the whole world, the next thing that happened was the bombing in Iran and targeted assassination of Ismail Haniyeh, the former Prime Minister of the Palestinian people. And that's how we should share. And when media outlets reported on this, and when Western leaders speak about him, they talk about him as a Hamas leader. Sure, he is from the Hamas movement. However, he was elected by the Palestinian people in democratic elections to be the Prime Minister of the Palestinian people. And so when we talk about Palestinian self-determination and Palestinian statehood, especially from those who say they are on the side of Palestinian liberation, then they need to be clear to drop that Zionist rhetoric. Enough with the way of racializing the Palestinians by always speaking about us as these terrorist militants who have no political objectives. The way out of this crisis, and when we stand here today, it needs to be a political direction, and that political direction needs to come from recognition of the Palestinian representatives that are coming to the table and saying these are our demands. So just because the people of Gaza elected Hamas, they were placed under a brutal siege, an illegal siege for 16 years, and then when they decided to break out of that siege, on October 7th, the retaliation was this genocidal war. That was the origin of this genocide. We reject that. What we need to continuously say over and over, those of us who are on our side and are fighting for our side, need to say and completely reject that narrative and say the Palestinians, Hamas or not Hamas, they represent the Palestinian people, and so when they're at the negotiation table, assassinating them is a call for war. Assassinating them is what you do when you are a settler colony, and is not what you do when you want a political solution. That is what you do. That is what you do when you want a final solution, which is extermination. That is what you do when you want genocide. And it's clear before everybody in the international community, but very few are willing to say it, and we need to be the ones who stand up and say it. The Palestinians say, lift the siege on Gaza, break the siege on Gaza. The Palestinians say, end the occupation. Where are these demands? If they get lost in these conversations, if they get lost in the international community, then we will not see a solution to this crisis. And so this is the time for us to step up and repeat over and over what the Palestinians want: fair demands, legitimate calls for freedom. Thank you.
Thank you, Tasneem. From the river to the sea. We need to end the occupation, end the siege. Every Palestinian gets home, and we need to defeat Zionism and total liberation and decolonization for all. And I spoke earlier, my friends, about the fight for Palestine is a fight for everyone. It's also a fight for Bangladesh. Today, our brothers and sisters in Bangladesh are suffering under the same sort of oppressive policies. We've got our brother Mohammed here, who's going to talk about what's happening in Bangladesh and how you can support our brothers and sisters there. Welcome him, Muhammad.
Thank you everybody, thank you everyone. Free Palestine! Palestine will be free. I would like to address everybody intention. There is a genocide, one kind of genocide going on in Bangladesh. So basically all of my brother and sister are dying. There is a 200 million people are living in Bangladesh. It's like a tiny country, West Bank. And my brother and sister, every day they are dying. The government shut down the internet within 4 days. Only the hospital persons and only the graveyard persons, they know how many body was there. The 3,000 people, everything is controlled by our terrorist government. The thing is the law enforcement, the judiciary, no matter what, the media, we don't get the accurate media from Bangladesh. We are seeing everything on the horrible news by social media, but thanks to the social media, I would like to thanks to them because we are seeing how the police are killing them, how the RAB are killing them, how our hero, the soldier are killing us because we are paying our taxpayer bullet paying to us. Like my Palestinian brother and sister are dying there, we are dying in Bangladesh. But please pray, also make the international community to add attention in Bangladesh community. Thank you everybody.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Muhammad. And this is so important for all of us to remember the connectedness, the intersectionality of all of our fights. These fights are all the same fights against oppression, demonization, dehumanization, and they are a collective fight for all. They're a collective fight for all. Unfortunately, we've run a little bit late. Abdul Latif, he's here. We've got a quick couple of songs. Habibi, please. We were a bit slower today. He's a wonderful dear friend, a fantastic Palestinian singer. He sings from the heart for Palestine. A big round of applause for Abdul Latif.
They asked me to come and sing, and we're not. Well, I don't feel we need to sing now because I'm gonna read the last Quran ayah. Rahmatullah alayhi الشهيد القائد البطل Ismail Hani, he read it in Isha time. The last pray for him. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولا تحسبن الذين قتلوا في سبيل الله أمواتا بل أحياء عند ربهم يرزقون فرحين بما آتاهم الله من فضله ويستبشرون بالذين لم يلحقوا بهم من خلفهم ألا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون يستبشرون بنعمة من الله وفضل وأن الله لا يضيع أجر المؤمنين الذين استجابوا لله والرسول من بعد ما أصابهم القرح للذين أحسنوا منهم واتقوا أجر عظيم الذين قال لهم الناس إن الناس قد جمعوا لكم فاخشوهم فزادهم إيمانا وقالوا حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل فانقلبوا بنعمة من الله وفضل لم يمسسهم سوء واتبعوا رضوان الله والله ذو فضل عظيم. صدق الله. This is the last ayah. Abu al-Abd, rahmatullahi alayh, he read it. in a last prayer before they kill him. He's the one, the strongest negotiator, and the one he's the strong one. He's trying to get his people to the right side, to the good side, to the freedom. But they decide to kill him. Even the stupid Biden, he say, I feel sorry. We should not kill this guy because it makes the things worse.
Shame!
And I want to say something. I hear it from Palestine. This guy, he asked his kids to make a song for him if he get killed. So if he get killed, I want you my kids, I want you to make me a special song for Shahada. And they make it when they write it when he's on alive, and he listen to it and say, this is a nice song. If they kill me, just put it in the media and sing it for me. I can't talk more. Rahmatullahi alayh. Allah yakbal inshallah. Allah accept him and accept all of the shuhada in Palestine. And we want to go back to Palestine. We want to go back to our houses. And we miss our land. We miss our rooms. Thank you so much. Thanks for your support. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Abdul Latif. There's no better way to finish a rally than those heartfelt words. All we want to do is go home. All we want to do is go home. And the only reason we can't go home is the womb that gave birth to us is a different religion. And if there hasn't been a more absurd reason to murder, maim, deny, kill, destroy, than for the fact that you came from a different womb. Shame. My friends, thank you all so very much. Remember, every Sunday, 12 o'clock, we will be here, rain, hail or shine, we march for Palestine, yeah? Rain, hail or shine, we march for Palestine. Every Sunday, 12 o'clock. Bring a friend, bring your flags, be out, be proud, be loud for Palestine. From the river to the sea.